11% gone in one morning. BMW was the one German brand that never seemed to struggle. While Volkswagen closed factories and Mercedes cut prices, Munich kept posting record profits. Then June 2026, margin guidance slashed in half, 3.5 billion euros wiped off the stock in hours, and 7,700 jobs cut. BMW blames China and Middle East energy costs, but BMW built its entire model on one market growing forever. This wasn't bad luck, it was a bet that came due. This is how the last Titan lost its footing. Quick ask, hit subscribe, takes 2 seconds. Now, Munich 2015. The legend of Munich's last standing Titan. Our story does not begin with an unstable market or a panicked board of directors. It begins with a decade of absolute arrogance and staggering financial dominance. While the rest of the European automotive sector spent the early 2020s floundering through supply chain crises and botched electric vehicle rollouts, BMW seemed completely untouchable. They fiercely protected their independent engineering philosophy, balancing high-performance internal combustion engines with an incredibly flexible manufacturing strategy that allowed them to build gas, hybrid, and electric cars on the exact same assembly lines. This tactical agility made them the envy of Detroit, Tokyo, and Stuttgart alike. By the time the mid-2020s arrived, BMW was operating as the undisputed champion of the German premium automotive world. While Volkswagen struggled with existential factory closures and Mercedes-Benz was forced to walk back its overambitious luxury pricing structures, Munich was posting record-breaking revenues. The company's global deliveries regularly sailed past 2.5 million vehicles annually. Their legendary high-performance division, along with high-margin luxury sports utility vehicles like the X5 and X7, pumped unprecedented amounts of cash directly into the corporate coffers. The brand felt permanently insulated from the economic pain affecting mainstream car manufacturers. Then the industry arrived. The global automotive landscape began shifting at an incredibly volatile pace, and the foundational pillars that supported Munich's immense profitability started to show deep structural fractures. The top-tier management layers in Germany had built their entire long-term financial modeling on a single vital assumption: that the insatiable appetite for premium Western luxury vehicles in overseas markets would continue growing indefinitely. They treated these high-margin export regions not as cyclical markets, but as guaranteed cash cows designed to fund their immensely expensive multi-billion-dollar development projects. The early signs of structural vulnerability were systematically dismissed by executive leadership as temporary macroeconomic noise. Internally, the company was burning through staggering sums of cash to develop its highly anticipated platform technology cluster, an incredibly complex next-generation architecture meant to redefine the brand's electric and digital future. As engineering and development costs skyrocketed, the financial analysts in Munich quieted nervous investors by pointing directly to the massive cash flows coming from traditional internal combustion sales. They genuinely believed their brand equity was strong enough to outrun any impending economic storm. The Chinese cratering and the luxury mirage. The absolute core of the 2026 disaster can be traced directly to an abrupt, catastrophic shifts in the world's largest passenger car market. For more than 20 years, China operated as the ultimate cheat code for BMW's balance sheet. The emerging middle class and an ultra-wealthy elite in the region viewed the German blue and white roundel badge as the definitive, mandatory status symbol of personal success. Dealership networks across the region expanded exponentially, charging massive premium markups on traditional combustion vehicles and long-wheelbase luxury sedans that generated the highest profit margins in the entire corporate portfolio. Then something changed. Throughout the first half of 2026, consumer sentiment across the Chinese passenger car market did not just slow down, it completely collapsed in an unprecedented tailspin. The China Passenger Car Association was forced to repeatedly issue severe downward revisions to its full-year market forecasts, culminating in a devastating report in mid-June that sent shockwaves through European boardrooms. Local consumers, facing widespread domestic economic uncertainty, suddenly stopped spending money on high-priced Western luxury imports, completely breaking the historical demand loop that Munich had heavily relied upon. Worse still was the aggressive, hyper-competitive rise of highly advanced domestic Chinese automotive manufacturers. These local players were no longer building cheap, low-tier knockoffs. They were producing incredibly advanced, tech-heavy vehicles packed with cutting-edge software, massive digital displays, and superior battery integration at a fraction of the cost of European imports. Traditional Chinese buyers looked at the aging interior layouts of Western combustion engine luxury cars and saw an obsolete generation of technology. The competition across the entire Asia-Pacific region mutated into a brutal, highly destructive price war. BMW found itself completely trapped by its own premium positioning. They could not join the cutthroat price-slashing race without permanently destroying their elite brand equity, but they also could not afford to let their massive factory utilization rates plummet. The positive sales trends and steady volume growth that the brand experienced across Europe and the United States were simply not large enough to absorb the massive financial hit from the Asian slowdown. The primary engine of the company's global profit machine had been effectively neutralized in a matter of months. Before we get into the technology gamble BMW is betting its entire future on, hit subscribe, because the next part explains why Munich has zero cash cushion left to survive this. The Middle Eastern shock and the cost squeeze. As the severe sales slowdown in Pakistan and Asia choked off top-line revenues, a secondary, equally devastating geopolitical crisis struck BMW's global manufacturing cost structure from the opposite side. The prolonged, escalating conflict in the Middle East quickly breached the containment assumptions that corporate risk analysts had originally calculated heading into the fiscal year. The regional instability did not remain localized. It spilled directly into the global economic bloodstream, violently disrupting international shipping lanes and causing crucial global energy markets to spike unpredictably. For a heavy manufacturer rooted deeply in the heart of Western Europe, elevated energy prices are an absolute structural death sentence. The complex industrial processes required to forge engine blocks, stamp high-strength aluminum body panels, and run massive, highly automated paint booths require immense, uninterrupted supplies of power. BMW watched its baseline manufacturing utility costs climb to punishing new heights, eating away at the thin margins of their European production facilities. Every single vehicle rolling off the assembly lines in Dingolfing and Munich was now fundamentally more expensive to build than it had been just 12 months prior. Furthermore, the lack of geopolitical stability began taking a severe, measurable toll on broader global consumer psychology. Luxury consumer goods are inherently dependent on high levels of economic confidence. When headlines are dominated by international conflict and regional warfare, even wealthy buyers in stable economies tend to delay massive discretionary capital expenditures like purchasing an expensive new premium vehicle. The corporate boardroom in Munich watched in horror as foot traffic inside luxury dealerships slowed down across multiple major geographical markets simultaneously, driven by a pervasive, chilling sense of global economic anxiety. The combined weight of these factors completely broke the company's financial guidance modeling. In a historic emergency regulatory disclosure issued on June 16, 2026, the Board of Management was forced to officially confess the scale of the damage. They announced to a stunned investment community that the company's crucial automotive earnings before interest and taxes margin, the primary metric used by Wall Street to measure an automaker's core financial health, was being slashed from an originally projected corridor of 4 to 6% down to a near invisible 1 to 3%. It was an absolute financial bloodbath on paper. The one-time charge and corporate restructuring. The one-time charge and corporate restructuring. The dramatic lowering of the margin and guidance exposed an even deeper, highly sensitive corporate reality that executive leadership had been quietly managing behind the scenes. The profit warning was not just a passive reflection of bad market conditions, it was heavily amplified by a massive one-time negative earnings impact resulting from intensified and accelerated structural and efficiency measures. Translation: BMW realized that its current corporate hierarchy, staffing levels, and manufacturing processes were completely unsustainable in this harsh, new economic reality, forcing them to initiate an aggressive, highly expensive internal purge. To protect its long-term financial survival, the newly active management team under the pressure of the board had to initiate immediate, painful cost reduction initiatives. The corporation announced plans to shrink its global workforce by a massive 5% by the end of the year, a move that translates to the elimination of roughly 7,700 high-paying corporate and assembly jobs worldwide. To avoid explosive, highly publicized strikes with Germany's powerful automotive labor unions, the company spokesperson had to walk a delicate tightrope, promising that these massive cuts would be achieved through natural attrition and voluntary retirement packages rather than immediate forced layoffs. The upfront financial cost of executing a corporate restructuring of this magnitude is staggering. Under German labor regulations, buyouts, early retirement provisions, and structural department closures require massive, immediate cash payouts that hit the corporate balance sheet like a physical hammer. This heavy structural friction ensured that the company's financial results for the second half of 2026 would look profoundly worse on paper, as the company intentionally absorbed billions in immediate restructuring charges to artificially lower their operating costs for the coming years. The sudden violent drop in performance metrics triggered an immediate panicked sell-off on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. BMW's shares plummeted by more than 11% in early trading immediately following the morning announcement, crashing to a near 6-year low of just €60 per share. More than €3.5 billion in total market capitalization were instantly erased from the company's valuation in a few hours of frantic trading, permanently stripping the manufacturer of its long-held status as Europe's most resilient luxury financial investment. The Neue Klasse gamble and the technology split. With its traditional cash flow engine actively sputtering and its stock price languishing at pandemic-era lows, BMW is betting its entire historical legacy on a high-stakes multi-billion-euro technological roll of the dice known as the Neue Klasse, scheduled to begin its critical manufacturing ramp-up. This brand-new tech architecture represents the most expensive, comprehensive, and clean-sheet engineering project in the absolute history of the company. It is a total reinvention of the brand's powertrain, digital interface, and structural manufacturing philosophy. The executive leadership team consistently uses highly polished marketing language to frame the Neue Klasse as the definitive ultimate portfolio that will put the strongest vehicles in history on the road. But underneath the optimistic corporate PR lies a terrifying existential gamble. The company is pouring almost all of its remaining capital reserves into a highly advanced, ultra-specialized platform designed to scale new electric and digital technology clusters. If the global consumer market's transition toward electrification continues to plateau or faces further infrastructure hurdles, the company will have built an incredibly advanced technological platform that nobody actually wants to buy. This massive capital allocation has created an intense, deeply volatile internal rift between the company's traditional mechanical engineering purists and the new wave of software-driven corporate strategists. The traditionalists look at the massive profit warnings and argue that diverting billions away from refining world-class, ultra-reliable internal combustion platforms like the legendary B58 engine is an absolute act of corporate insanity. They point out that the core of the current profit collapse is driven by a drop in traditional combustion sales overseas, proving that the brand should be doubling down on its mechanical heritage rather than chasing unproven, software-heavy digital platforms. The software and EV executives, however, counter with the cold, hard reality of global regulatory compliance. With international emissions frameworks growing increasingly punitive every single year, they argue that failing to fully master the next generation of digital and electric vehicle architecture will result in astronomical compliance fines that would completely bankrupt the corporation anyway. This intense technological split has left the company operating in a dangerous state of dual identity, trying to fund an incredibly expensive digital future using the rapidly diminishing revenues of a fading internal combustion present, the ghost of the past and supplier volatility. The current financial nightmare of 2026 cannot be fully understood without examining how these fresh macroeconomic wounds are interacting with the deep, unhealed scar tissue of the company's recent operational past. Just 2 years prior, BMW's pristine reputation for engineering precision suffered a catastrophic, near-fatal blow when it was forced to initiate a sweeping global recall affecting over 1.5 million modern vehicles across its entire product lineup, including the flagship 7 Series, the high-volume X5, and even ultra-luxury models from Rolls-Royce. The root cause of that historic multi-billion-dollar disaster was a severe systemic failure in the highly advanced integrated braking system supplied by German automotive component giant Continental AG, the innovative brake-by-wire system, which replaced traditional, dead-reliable hydraulic linkages with complex electronic signals to improve braking efficiency, suffered from internal circuit board contamination traced directly to a supplier facility in Hungary. The resulting interference could cause the electronic brake assist to instantly shut down while driving, forcing the operator to apply immense physical foot pressure to stop the vehicle. The legal and financial fallout from that catastrophic component failure is still actively draining Munich's resources. A bitter, multi-year, multi-million-dollar legal warfare exploded between BMW and Continental regarding who should foot the ultimate bill for the massive global recall, dealer stop sale orders, and extensive vehicle warranty repairs. While Continental stubbornly maintained that it was only liable for the specific fraction of components that physically failed, BMW's legal team launched aggressive proceedings to hold the supplier fully accountable for the entire systemic disaster, creating an incredibly toxic, volatile relationship with one of its most vital industrial partners. When the fresh macroeconomic shocks of the 2026 Chinese market slowdown and Middle Eastern energy spikes hit the company, they slammed into an enterprise that was already financially bruised and operationally exhausted from managing this massive, prolonged supply chain litigation. The high 3-digit million-euro warranty hits absorbed during the initial recall phases had already stripped the company of its vital cash buffers. The moment global market conditions took a sharp downturn, the manufacturer possessed absolutely no financial padding left to absorb the impact, causing the operational numbers to instantly drop straight into the danger zone. The final unvarnished verdict on the historic 2026 BMW profit warning reveals a profound, deeply sobering lesson for the entire global luxury automotive industry. Munich was widely considered by financial analysts and automotive historians to be the last true titan, the one legacy manufacturer smart enough, agile enough, and prestigious enough to successfully outmaneuver the structural decline facing the rest of the Western European manufacturing sector. The shattering of their guidance corridor proves once and for all that no amount of brand equity can insulate a company from structural economic shifts. The ultimate tragedy of the situation is that BMW's current downfall was not caused by a failure to build exceptional products. The brilliant mechanical engineers, designers, and software programmers inside the company are still fully capable of delivering vehicles that represent the absolute pinnacle of automotive performance, style, and engineering innovation. The crisis was born entirely in the corporate boardroom, caused by a leadership tier that grew fundamentally blind to the immense risks of over-relying on a single, highly volatile foreign market to artificially subsidize their massive corporate overhead. As the company enters into highly contentious, high-stakes negotiations with its employee representatives and works councils to execute thousands of job cuts, the road ahead looks incredibly treacherous. The company has explicitly promised its shareholders that it will maintain its standard 30 to 40% dividend payout ratio and keep its aggressive stock buyback program active to protect the share price from dropping even further. But starving the company of vital cash reserves to appease institutional investors while simultaneously laying off thousands of skilled workers is a highly volatile strategy that could permanently damage internal corporate morale. BMW's engineers can still build the best car in the segment. That was never the problem. The problem was a leadership team that bet the company's margin on one country staying loyal forever. Subscribe if you want to see whether the Neue Klasse gamble actually pays off. Do you think BMW pulls this off, or has the ultimate driving machine lost its way for good? Let us know below. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next expose.